was the sixth form concert came along, and for those new members of staff who don't remember the sixth form, who won't have heard of the sixth form concert, it was something that the sixth form did every year. And I remember this one very particularly. I'm not sure, it may have well been Hom's year, but yeah, it was full of really rubbish, horrible, stupid sketches and music that the sixth form did. And then in the middle of it, on walked Mike Moore, hi Mike, and Dr. Hi Mike, and Dr. Blackwell. God, my sight's almost as bad as Dr. Blackwell. Mike Moore and Dr. Blackwell dressed as two old women, and they're dressed as two old women, yakking and bickering and squabbling with each other, and that was basically the sketch. Yak, yak, squabble, squabble, squabble. For 5 minutes, the kids loved it. They just laughed and laughed and laughed. When I joined SLT a few years later, I realised actually that was them. Two old women fighting and squabbling and yakking.
That's why we survived.
Yeah, we miss you, Mike. The other thing I learned in my first year, I'm not going beyond my first year. The other thing I learned in my first year, right at the end of my first year, was, and again, you'll find this hard to believe for some of you, in the staff room, and in fact, because there weren't any in any teachers' rooms, in any classrooms, in the staff room, there was one computer. And it basically was sitting there. When I was a new teacher, it was basically sitting there doing nothing. So people used to look at it. I think some people thought it was a work of art or something. So I sat down and I started typing on it. I thought that's what you did with a computer. I was green in those days. Obviously, Dr. Blackwell had seen that at some point. So about a week before the end of term, he came up to me and said, Declan, I saw you on the computer the other day. I said, yeah, I explained. He said, are you any good at it? I said, yeah, I thought you wanted some tips. Turned out he timetabled me to teach IT the next year. That's how I got into where I am today. Because I was a geography teacher at some point in the past. So I learned the art of timetabling very quickly from Dr. Blackwell. And it wasn't just any old IT. I started teaching GCSE IT because that's what he put me into. And that's, as I say, I learned the art of timetabling. Come on, Mary. From that. And I can honestly say, I honestly mean it, everything that I've learned that's any good about teaching and anything I've learned that's any good in this school, in some respect, has come from Dr. Blackwell. When I joined SLT, I hadn't a clue what was going on, what I should be doing and whatever. And I sort of took note of Dr. Blackwell. When was the time to speak up and say something? When was the time to keep quiet? When was the time to actually say, I've got to represent the views of staff here, because I think I need to say this. Even sometimes if I don't even agree with that myself, but I need SLT to understand that this is what staff are telling me. So I think that's important. And as I said, finally, the most important thing I've learned from Dr. Blackwell is that the love that you can, and respect that you can gain from doing the job well, that is the most important thing about teaching. And that's the joy and love of teaching. And that's why Blackwell has been in it for so long, and why even at the age of 87 he's still here. Sorry, my maths isn't as good as yours. And why a couple of years ago, when the exam results, especially the math results, took a tumble for various reasons, and I was there on results day, and we were talking to Jane about it, and he walked in and he said, you know, I'm going to take 11 set 3 next year as well as my 11 set 1. I'm going to do that. Someone who can just do that and say, I'm prepared to go the extra mile. Well, he's a marathon runner. He hasn't gone the extra mile, he's gone the extra 26 miles in this school. He's gone places that no one else in this school has gone. And on that happy synchronicity, I think that is the time for, if you've got a glass filled, raise your glass to the one only incredible, unique Dr. Blackwell.
Dr. Blackwell! Thank you very much.
I'd like to leave you with a photo book on our behalf. Once again, thanks to the magnificent SM for that. A card and some cheque. And one last thing I'd just say about the cheques. It has been a pleasure. Normally you go round and try and get money out of people in this place. You know what it's like with Blackwell. Trying to get money out of these people is a nightmare. But the generosity, I have never known generosity like it. So give yourselves a big round of applause.
Right, if you carry on, I'm just going to read my book for a while.
Oh.
I don't know how Declan does it from memory, I can't do that. I've been here for years. I didn't know where to stand. Is it this one mic or the 3 mics over here? I'm quite sure. Let's settle for here. The toilets are full. No more going to the toilets. The toilets are full. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit. Right, firstly, I'd just like to thank all the staff who are prepared today. I won't list them all because somebody's done that already, but everyone who's done everything.